Hey everyone, Alex is here. Let's finally talk about that. The topic that you're worrying every time you're going to bed. Every time you're asking to do ChatGPT your work. Of course, the question why and when AI will take your job. And let's finally tell for you, it won't be so. So, we'll be talking today about if AI can take our job or not. Because that's a big question that all of us are worrying about. And that's okay, of course. Because we're still humans. We're afraid about a lot of things. But let's finally discover if this is a topic that you should be worried about. Or not. And maybe something is not right in this question. And as I told you before, you shouldn't worry about it. Because the problem is not about coders, programmers. Yes, it can be in other spheres, but probably it won't take for coders, developers, programmers, and managers, and all of in IT stuff. You'll ask me why? Because we are humans that are creating products for humans. And this is the key thing here. So, firstly, AI won't take your job. But people who are using AI will take your job, and this is the key thing. So you should just concentrate on how you can use AI to improve your productivity. This is the key thing, because AI was created not like something that should replace you. No, it wasn't an idea. An idea was that something that will help you to live better life. Your assistant that you can ask whatever you want, whenever you want, for free. Sometimes not, of course. But this is the thing. It's not the thing that you should take all your programmers' work. In general, of course, this is understandable that a lot of us are trying to solve a lot of issues with ChatGPT, and when we're solving them, we're like, oh, I didn't think about this variant. It's a great idea. I think that in some time, this ChatGPT just can take over my job. Of course it can be, but let's take a look at analytics and some articles that have been created before. So, right now, after nearly 2 years, or even more, after our famous ChatGPT was released, finally we see the companies who have been fully rely on them and what we have in the very end. So, there are some companies that have fired their employees and fully give their job to AI, so they will just cut these expenses and just increase income, and everything will be incredible. But here is the problem, that in the final thing, AI was making not right decisions. A lot of. Sometimes they have been right, sometimes it was great, but when it was taking decision, it was instantly implemented, they had the problems. And in the final thing, a lot of companies, nearly all of them, others just have been closed, they have taken back their employees, given them more money, more time, so company spent more on solving what AI have done, rather than just telling their employees, done this thing, they will do that. The question is over. So, this was a problem. But if you see, by the previous year, a lot of companies especially startups, when they're creating some products, it's updating too fast. Like, it's okay for us to see each week rather quite big updates. Why? Because they're using AI. And if they wouldn't, the problem will be that they should have a lot of money to do the same job, and in final case, it won't be as fast. So AI should be your helper, than something that will just take over your work. So you shouldn't be afraid of that, but you should control that. And this is the most important thing. Once more time, it's the most important thing. So let's take a look, for example, your roles that we have. We have right now junior, middle, senior developers. Also, we have managers, team leaders, tech leaders, architect managers, and etc. I think all of that will be much more simplified. Why we have so many roles? Because each role is just directly solving some crucial thing. For example, juniors, they're developers, they will be in one point middles, and middles are doing most in all of the companies. All the code that you see, most of the functionality, wherever you're taking that, it is middle developers coding. Seniors mostly are taken for solving direct, hard things, like something that is not so easy to solve. They should create them idea how to solve it. They're mostly working with business logics. This is the thing that is quite hard here. And managers, team leaders, they're just taking to understand all the process, and they're managing your team mostly. And this is the place where changes will come. Because firstly, juniors are no longer needed. Juniors mostly are for middle, seniors, they're helpers. So like middle or seniors developers, they can just say, hey, junior or trainee developer, can you please do this thing? And they know that they can take for a long time to solving that. It's okay. It's not a problem for such developers. They don't want to waste time for small pieces, especially when there are a lot of small pieces, and they're just taking such developers to solve that. And that's okay. But right now, AI can help you with that. So yeah, AI can take your junior work, for example. But junior work, it's not about creating the system, or even sometimes juniors should control AI on doing their job, because AI can do something with patterns, and a lot of that things can be not so great. So juniors mostly will be taken by AI. There won't be so many, I think, vacancies during the next year events. And middles will be the most interesting change, because middle will be, I think, combined a little bit with seniors. An idea will be here that AI can help you to solve any of your problems, and middles plus seniors, they will be just solving problems. A lot of less, like some maybe a little bit higher, some little bit less, but in general, they will be the people who will solve problems a lot of with AI. Probably there will be more middle developers than others, and I don't think there will be this classification like junior, middle, senior. I think society will create a new names for that, because seniors will go to team leaders, tech leaders, and that's why middles, they will do all of the work nearly. They will take AI to help them to create a draft variant of solving their problems, and then they should have like just couple of changes and everything will work. But AI will just help them to save 90% of their time. And if they will save 90% of their time, companies won't just pay for their 2 hours. Middle developers will have more work, and work that is mostly taken also by seniors. So seniors, what will do? They will probably go to, as I told, managing. So they will more managing people and etc. And I think architect, like, it still can be architectures. It still can be some um, specific target roles, but mostly also they think there won't be like front end, back end, database engineers. I think at some point we'll be taking that for just developer, because developer who understands all the systems, it is the golden piece in your company, because this person can fully understand and create the best solution so your project will work better when this developer knows all of the parts of your system. That's why, what I think, we won't have junior, middle, seniors. We'll just have another names that society will create. We will have full stack engineers, because you should not know some hard specific things in your programming language, because AI can help you with that. But solve business logic and solve it the best way, this is where you should know all of your system. And managers, tech leaders, team leaders, they will be more managing stuff. They will take more how they can create something. I think there will be more like discussion clubs between these people, so they can create the best system discovered by some of managers, because right now like one manager can create an architect for some project. I think there will be a couple of them just to find the best result for that problem. That's my idea about the roles that they will have. But once more time, it doesn't mean that you will be fired. Probably it will be harder at some point to find a company for you. But I think that monetization system and hiring will be a little bit changed. For example, right now there are a lot of AI companies. And probably, I think, like ChatGPT have introduced that, a lot of other companies also done that. You can create company or any project that are doing specific AI thing based on AI once more time, mostly. And AI company that we're all given, like taking subscription to use their best models, they will pay such people like YouTube is paying for each of the view of your video to those people. So it will be like one of a branch for taking your knowledge and for using that. We'll have more interesting startups. We'll have more stuff that will resolve our problems. More specific, not so specific, and those things will be based on how users are using that or another AI tool. And that's why I think that developers will be more, but it won't be as you see that right now. So most of developers, they will be full stack engineers. They won't know a lot of directly about each of the programming language, but they will know an idea of a project. And they will be trying to solve business problem mostly. So it won't be the question how to make it the best, taking this programming language. Not, the problem will be how I can solve this problem with this business logic that we have. AI, please help me. Just making draft, okay? I will just tune it a little bit and we'll publishing that. And some users will using that. And companies who are taking subscription will give money to it. That's one of the ideas. That's why I think there will be more startups. And if those startups will be using the system that it was created, for example, 20 years ago in San Francisco, like most of the startups that we know, yes, these startups, they will probably be ruined because it won't work in such a way. Probably developers mostly will be owners of the products, not managers that are right now mostly are CEOs. No, I think that developers will be more chief execution officers at their company. And this is the crucial thing. And only really important products will go up. Still, as it was before, and it is right now, I think developers will be more. They will be more generalist, not specialists, because specialist is our AI tool. It's really good in target issues, but problem with that we don't know the system in the whole way, but we should. We should know that. So, what I want to tell you, just discover how to create systems. Try to understand database, backend, frontend, follow the part. Don't worry about that your role will be taken. Try to be the person who can create the project by him, like yourself. Maintain that by yourself. And know why you're doing that. To have a business logic. AI don't have business logic. Creativity. Analytics. Or just human feeling that this thing will be important. Could be in some time later? Yes, it could be. But will be the second stage of AI evolution. Right now, we're going on the pure state when all of us should be full stack engineers, generalists, and know how to solve the business logic. Later we will see. But this is the first that you should know. And also, I don't think that you'll be fired because I think firstly, it will be less and less vacations in a lot of companies. Yes, this will be the problem. So if you don't have a job right now, it will be hard to find it later. But it will be able. It's you should just discover one company that should that want to have such developers as you. And with this AI, all of the human being is going to be more creative, not doing the thing that is routine and not interesting. No, we're going to do some ideas. Ideas is coming first. The realization. This is human plus AI. That's why it will be faster. But idea, creativity, that's the thing that will taking the way on our route. Developers, programmers, coders route. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope that I just calmed down you a little bit about this topic, and if you have any ideas about that, please write down in the comments. I'll be really happy to discover that. We can chat with you a little bit about that. So more ideas we have, more understandable there will be our future. So please write down in the comments. As usual, I'm here wishing you all of the best. See you in the next videos. Bye.